Hello everyone. So in the spirit of Halloween, I thought I would do a spooky build. I thought I would maybe try doing like a Halloween themed restaurant. So this is my save file that I use specifically for my own gameplay. I don't normally do videos with this save file, but it's a save file where I'm trying to build everything myself. And I started off with Copperdale. The rest of the worlds are all blank. So every single residential lot in Copperdale is one that I have built myself. So I have 6 families and I've built all their houses, and I'm starting to recreate community lots for them. I haven't done the park yet. I have made a cafe and I still need to do something with Thrifty and the library. But I wanted to build a restaurant for the Sims in the save file, and I thought I would start building in Magnolia Promenade. This is always a perfect place. I never use it for retail stores. I always use it as kind of a place where my Sims can go for fun, like restaurants and nightclubs. And sometimes I build children's parks in Magnolia Promenade. So I thought I would build in this JF&S Clothiers, and I'm going to try and build a spooky restaurant. Alright, so it's quite a small lot. First things first, let's change this to restaurants. I am going to give my restaurant a chef's kitchen. I'm going to make it convivial. We'll make it have a sunny aspect as well, and I'm going to give it the spooky lot challenge. Alright, and I'll do the restaurant configuration once the restaurant is built. Alright, we need to give our restaurant a name. What about dark delicacies? Alright, let's get started on building a restaurant. So I want to try and make it kind of have a spooky feel or a Halloween feel, but I also want it to be classy. So I'm going to see if I can get the balance right. It's going to be a bit difficult. We have a shell for our restaurant. Let's raise the foundation. Alright, we need some roofing. We have some roofing. And it is a medium-sized wall. We need some stairs. I'm going to use these absolutely marvelous stairs. I think they're from Get Famous. Fencing, I can see I'm going to be using the vampire pack quite a bit for this build. I always prefer to use the place fences by drawing. I find it works better for me. I know some people like to place the fence enclosure or replace fences. I prefer to do it this way. And we need some stair railings, and we'll use the iron stairway as well. What are we going to use for our doors? So it is a medium wall, so we want some medium doors. Oh, this might work. Alright, and do we have windows to match? What's this? This is from Get to Work. Ah, we do. Okay. Wall patterns. Ah, I know what I want to use. The spooky stuff pack. It's like some spider web walls. This one. Okay. And we need a foundation. Ah, this might work. Yes. And I'm actually going to use the marble floor that matches these stairs. So that is Get Famous, isn't it? And we can place it up here as well. Starting to look a little bit spooky. Alright, roof trim done. Alright, so I think the exterior is done. We just need a few decorations and maybe a pathway. Ah, this might work. Perfect. Okay. And I think we need a fence around our restaurant. I'll just use the vampire iron railings. Alright, so these trees are not very spooky, but I actually I do like to use them. Alright, there we go. I think we need some skeletons to guard the door, so I think there's some that came with Jungle Adventure has some skeletons. Here we go. One on either side of the door. Okay, so I think the outside is done. Actually, maybe gonna place some of these as well, although I want it to be classy and not cheesy. But I suppose these will work. These are lights, aren't they? And maybe one of these in front. Alright, okay. Definitely needs some more light. Maybe one of these. Okay, it's starting to look a little bit more spooky. I think maybe we need a gargoyle on the roof. But let me just change this roof pattern as well. Happy haunts. That might work. Let's try and see what that... We'll use that one. It's just filtered by vampires because that has some really cool roof decorations or roof sculptures. So we could use this one. Place him over here. Alright, that could work. But then there's all these lovely sculptures as well. Winged imp gargoyle. I think actually we'll use that rather. I think this other one's a bit too big. Come on, move forward a bit. There we go. Alright, maybe even a little bit more. And do we need some columns? We probably do. I think the outside is done. I don't want to put too many decorations outside. I might add maybe a table and chairs. I'm not sure. But let's go on to the inside. Alright, so there are a few compulsory requirements for our restaurant. A sink, a toilet, a chef station. Alright, so first things first, let's make a toilet and a kitchen area. Alright, so that can be our bathroom and that can be our kitchen. So it's actually a very tiny little restaurant, but I think it's perfect for Magnolia Promenade. Sims can come here and be spooked while they eat their dinner. Let's just get some lights in here so I can see what I'm doing. So I think we need some flooring and something on the walls. I want to use that black and white like checkered flooring. I think it's base game, but is it under stone, under masonry? Yeah, this one. Okay, I'm gonna have to see what that looks like when I place the paint on the walls and all the furniture. It might just be too much, but I'll see. Alright, let's do some wall patterns and we are gonna go back to vampires. This might... Ah, yes. Perfect. Alright. It's gonna be a very purple spooky build. Okay. Alright, we need some doors. I'm so tempted to use these for our bathroom and our kitchen. Why not? It adds to the spooky feel of the build. Even though it's meant to be an outside door, I think we can use it inside. So let's get our bathroom done first before we do the main part of the restaurant. And let's just filter by vampires and spooky stuff. Alright, wall patterns. I'm going to go with the spiderweb again, but the purple one for the bathroom. Oh, that is just too much. It's fine. We'll see what it's like when it's finished. As I said, I'm trying to get a balance between like being cutesy kind of Halloween and classy Halloween, or if there is such a thing, I don't know. I want to use the vampire toilets. We'll use the red one. And we're going to use counters. Okay, this is fine, I think. No, I don't like these swatches. Alright, we're gonna have to look for something else. It might have to be this. I always like these Realm of Magic iron counters. That will just have to do. I don't think there's anything else I want to use. So we need a sink. It will have to be this one. And we've got our toilets. What else do we need? Okay. We need some mirrors in our bathroom. There's those ones with the funny decorations on. Is it from Get to Work? This one. This swish and flick. This one will be perfect. Okay. And we need some accents. Alright, we'll just use the Victorian bath towel that came with vampires. Hand soap. Alright, what else do we need in a bathroom? A skeleton would be perfect. We'll put another skeleton. It'd be a bit weird if you have a skeleton watch you while you use the bathroom. A little bit freaky, but anyway. And I want to get rid of this light. Alright, let's use some lighting from vampires. Alright, these should be perfect. And what else do we need in here? Maybe a nice spooky painting. I always forget about this set of pictures from vampires, and it's got some really nice swatches. I think I'll stick with the roses, but in the dark swatch. Alright, there we go. So we need a mat in here. Maybe, let's see. I don't know if that's suitable for a bathroom. No, I'm actually gonna not place the mat in here. I think the floor is busy enough and the walls are busy. Okay, I think the bathroom's done. Oh, toilet paper. How horrible if you go to a restaurant and there's no toilet paper. There we go. Toilet paper, hand towel, soap. Alright, kitchen. Okay, so we need the chef station. Alright, so I don't want the kitchen to be dark and dingy, so this is probably not going to be a very spooky kitchen. So I'll leave the tiling on the floor, but I'll see what tiles they have in a black swatch. Ah, this one actually might be perfect. Yes, I'll use that. And I don't want to use this light. I'll use something else. Okay, we'll use spooky lights. As long as the chef can see what he's doing. Chef can work with these skull lanterns. At least it's got a little bit of a spooky feeling in the kitchen. Alright, I think that's enough lighting. Alright, I don't think the kitchen needs anything else. Oh, maybe a trash can. Alright, let's stick with the black theme in the kitchen. What about this one? Okay, kitchen done. Alright, now we've got to do the main part of the dining area. Oh, we need the waiter station and the host station as well. Well, that's not going to fit in and be spooky, is it? But we do need to have them. We'll just have to use the darkest possible swatch. Alright, and where's the waiter station? Alright, that looks like it's alright, we'll stick this near the kitchen, and this can be near the entrance. Isn't there a better swatch I can use for this one? Alright, we'll go with that one and that one. Now we just need our dining spots. Oh, that's going to be difficult. What kind of table is going to go in a spooky restaurant that's going to be classy but spooky as well? I only want to use round small tables in this restaurant. Where's the spooky stuff? Oh, here we go. Oh gosh, this is going to be difficult, and we need some chairs as well. Alright, so this screams spooky, but I don't know about the purple swatch. The walls are purple. We'll leave that. We'll delete that. This is very pretty, but I don't think it's gonna go. Alright, this is an option, and that's an option. Although I don't know about the brown legs. What are the other swatches? Alright, let's just check on the chairs. I don't know. Does that give a spooky vibe, or does it fit in? Alright, then we've got this. I don't know what chair, because I don't think spooky stuff came with chairs. No. Very strange that it came with a table but no chairs. I mean, no dining chairs. Alright, so that could work, or that. I think this is just going too tacky with... I think I'm not going to use those. What about this? I really like these chairs. Could that work? Alright, I'm going to go with that. I think that is enough dining spots. Okay, so we just need some decorations for our spooky restaurants. Oh, and we need some lighting in here as well. Let me just get rid of this one. Alright, I think I'm going to use these inside. Okay, is that enough lighting? Do we need more? Maybe some at the entrance. And maybe some candles on the tables. Alright, I think that is enough lighting for our restaurants. Okay, so we just need some decorations, and I also wanted to place one of the candy bowls from the Spooky Stuff pack, but we are going to need a table to place it on. I wonder if that would work. See, it's got this tatty stuff on it again. I don't know about that. Alright, let's see what other accent tables there are. This actually could work. Spirit appeasing hallway table. There we go. And we want to place our candy bowl. Alright, let's place some pictures on the walls. These ones that move. These are pretty cool. I'm going to use these actually. Alright, and we can place that one over there. And the werewolf one over here. And you know what? We do need some music in our restaurants. What about the gramophone? Yes, I'm going to use that, but we need something to place it on. Alright, we need some accent tables again. Something small to place the gramophone on. Should we use the tatty table? No, I don't really like that. I want my Halloween restaurant to be classy. I don't want it to be tatty and cheesy. Oh, this is so difficult. What am I gonna use? Ah, this might work actually. Alright, let's place another one of these in the other corner. And we can have something here as well. Okay, so we want the gramophone. And we're gonna place that over here. So you can come and eat and you can summon Grim if you want to. And what are we gonna place over here? Ah, I know what I want to place. Ah, cow plant terrarium. There was... Ah, there's this. Actually, maybe that one would be better over there. It's like a skull. Yeah. And we'll leave the cow plants, but I know what I want to... I think it's base game. There's like that spooky girl. Let's see if I can find it. I sometimes find it so difficult. Oh, maybe if I sort just by base game, that might make it easier. This one. Ha. There we go. And maybe something on the other side as well. Maybe an urn. Oh no, that's far too large. I suppose I could size it down and just move it up. There you go. An urn in your restaurant while you eat. That is very creepy. Antique book stand. Ah, that could serve as a menu as you walk in. You can check out the menu before you sit down. Do we need any more decorations? Maybe some spider webs inside. Alright, so I think the interior is done. We have everything we need. We just need to configure our restaurant and then let's get some Sims to try it out. I don't want to overclutter the restaurant, so our bathroom is okay. Kitchen is very boring, but that's what restaurant kitchens to me are always boring. I'm just thinking I might actually add some of these spiders to the outside. I hardly ever use the spooky stuff pack. I really bought it because I wanted more costumes for my Sims to wear, and it came with some nice costumes. But I hardly ever use the build buy stuff. I have had a few spooky parties for my Sims, which was quite fun. Alright, I think our build is done. I just need to configure. Just need to do the restaurant configuration. Customer attire is going to be... I'm going to go with formal. You have to wear your formal wear to come to this restaurant. Just for fun. Alright, let's get some clothing for our hosts first. I'm going to add my own. Alright, I think the hosts can wear some outfits from vampires. I think that one. And outfit for men. Alright, also from vampires. Maybe that one. I'm going to go with that. And we need some shoes. Okay, hosts' outfits are done. And waiters. Add my own. I think for them, I'm actually going to go with costumes. And we can use a spooky stuff. What is it? It's a skull necklace, I think. Yeah, well, what is it? Like a little ghost or skull? Alright, we'll use that. So that is our waitress's outfits. Alright, we need the male waitress outfit. So full body costumes. Oh wow. Is this from Lovestruck? No. Am I gonna do that? Oh, do you really want your... I'm so tempted. Oh, should I or shouldn't I? Oh, why not? It will make the restaurant fun. I think I'm gonna go with that one. Alright, so that is gonna be our waiters' outfits. Oh no. Shame. I wouldn't want to be a male waiter in this restaurant. Okay, so we are going to edit and custom our menu because spooky stuff actually comes with some spooky eats. Alright, so what are we gonna have? Fruit punch, things that look purple. Buffalo wing tea, plum soda. Oh, that's a pretty cup. Spicy. Oh, superfood smoothie, bubble tea. I'm just picking because of the colors of the cups. And Plasma Jane. We've got to have Plasma Jane. Security. A Ridgeport. A Sea Splash. A Love Potion. Hot and Smoky. Cupid Juice. And I suppose we'll just have to have some normal coffees as well. Drinks are done. Okay. Alright, appetizers. There's those cheesy eyeballs. Is that considered an appetizer? Yeah, cheese eyeballs. We're definitely going to use those. And anything else that matches the decor. That one matches the decor. When I use Dine Out and my Sims go to restaurants, I never order appetizers because it takes forever to get your meal. So if you're having an appetizer and then you have a meal as well, your sim could be there for like 2 days. So I never order appetizers. So I'm not even going to add a lot of appetizers. All right, there's 3 appetizers that match the decor. Main course. Is there nothing purple? All right, here, that's got a bit of purple. How's that? You match your food to match your decor. That one. Oh, here we go. All right, that's, I think, too little of main course. We're going to have to add some more. All right, let's just add these ones that have black plates. Experimental dishes, I think they are. All right, okay. And desserts, there's some spooky cookies, definitely. Strawberry cake. It's like zombie cake as well. I'm sure there's like a zombie cake. Fruit cobbler. I'm looking for the zombie cake. Bacon wrapped donuts. Ah, here we go. Voodoo doll donut. That one will use that. Oh, definitely got to have these. I think that is enough for the desserts. So we've got our custom menu with some really weird food that's kind of themed with color. And we've got our hosts and ways. Our chefs. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll use those. I think this kind of Halloween themed restaurant is done. Alright, let's get some Sims to try it out. Alright, let's get the Bishop family. Maybe mom and dad can go have some breakfast, lunch or dinner, just depending what time of day it is. I have no idea what the time will be in the save file. Okay, it's 8:20 in the morning. You know what? Actually, maybe Jaylene can go with some friends for breakfast because I think dad has to go to work. Alright, so she can... What? She doesn't have any friends. Alright, let's ask Mario to go with us. Alright, Jaylene, are you gonna go and try out the spooky restaurants in Magnolia Promenade? Dark delicacies. Oh, she's angry. What's wrong? Irritated hatred for the sun. Alright, go grab a table. Request a table. Alright, Jaylene, there you go. Order for the table. Alright, what are they gonna have? I think they can each have a sea splash. What about some cheese eyeballs? Alright, so they're just gonna have an appetizer and something to drink. They're not gonna have a main course or desserts. They can have some cheese eyeballs for breakfast. Delish. Shame, this poor waiter. He's gonna freeze in winter. And there we go. There's our cheese eyeballs. Alright, well everything seems to be functional. When Jaylene's finished her eyeballs, she can actually try out the candy bowl. Oh, here's someone coming to grab a treat. No, she's chatting up the waiter. Alright, Jaylene, you want to grab a treat? End your meal and pay your bill. Alright, so everything seems to be functional. Everything seems to be working. Somebody's going to go and use the bathroom, it looks like. And that is my spooky Halloween build restaurant. Bye, Jaylene. See you next time.